Conservative Party yesterday said they were putting off an announcement on regeneration. Is this good news for you?
The Conservatives' view on regeneration is, or has been formulated, as far as we understand, over quite a period of months recently. I think from a Thames Gateway perspective, both Labour and Conservative have committed to reviewing the expenditure, both on a capital and revenue basis, as to the pattern of investments that they're putting into it. Certainly, as an apolitical organisation, we will work with whatever government is in place at the time, of course. But I think Labour have a very different view to the Conservatives about how they would structure subnational arrangements, and they're very in favour of the route of development agencies. The Conservatives have made the point that they think possibly that local economic partnerships are the way forward. Either way, the Thames Gateway, we anticipate, will remain a major regeneration focus for either government.
Dubai Ports World are in the news for funding problems at the moment. Will this affect possible green jobs created at the £500 million port in Thurrock?
Okay, there's a lot of confusion about this at the moment. I think you need to decouple Dubai World, which is the property company in Dubai which has the problems, from Dubai Ports World, which is a separate entity. It's a PLC in its own right. Dubai Ports World at the moment, we understand, is being ring-fenced from the main Dubai World activity, and whatever happens to that is clearly a commercial decision for the company. We understand that Dubai Ports World have placed the London Gateway development under review and have done since March. But again, I think it's important to realise that there's two components to this. First of all is the deep water port, which is very much what Dubai Ports World is looking to develop to, if you like, create the activity in the area. Secondly, you have a logistics park which will sit next to the port. Now, this is where we feel that the main green jobs will be created within the whole Thurrock area, and to a certain extent, the large aspiration about the port, because a lot of people might think, well, that doesn't sound very green to me. But even in the construction of the port, I mean, they're dredging the channel. They've been really meticulous in the way they've actually worked the stakeholders who are on the ground and the people whose livelihoods, fishermen, etc., would be impacted upon that. The intention of Dubai Ports World Development and London Gateway was really to take a huge amount of HGV traffic off the road, and by simplifying and making basically a mega port for the southeast, preventing oil traffic having to travel throughout the Midlands of the UK, and by putting a lot of the freight onto railheads, again for distribution throughout the rest of the UK. It generally will claim to have a major green element to the development, and coupled with that, the Institute for Logistics, which they're hoping to base there, would basically be developing best practice in logistics going forward.
Thames Gateway's produced a lot of investment for the area. I'm thinking about the Dagenham Docks, the Science Park and Medway. Can you tell us a bit more?
Yeah, happy to. It's no secret that Thames Gateway is in a very happy location for environmental technologies. I mean, basically, it's next to probably one of the biggest markets for the supply of waste products, like in the world, and also geographically, it's very easy for companies setting up in the Thames Gateway to make the link between supply and demand and actually move the products where they're going to. Certainly within the gateway itself, there's three areas at the moment which are really trying to promote their green credentials. First of all is a Sustainable Industries Park at Dagenham Dock. Now, that is being developed by a number of partners in the Thames Gateway. Effectively, the idea is that every major city in the UK, and possibly Europe, probably Europe, going forward will have its own Sustainable Industries Park, and what you would find in there typically is a mix of organisations who do recycling, but also particularly with Dagenham Dock you have companies like Cyclemax who are very much into waste to energy. So in a sense you're trying to create a virtuous circle between waste coming in and useful products going out, and I think the aspiration to have certainly 2 or 3 in London and in the major cities is a very sensible one, because you need to do something with all the 275 million tonnes of landfill waste that come out of London every year. Moving further into the gateway, you have Kent Science Park and Medway, where again a lot of these are very clean science park areas which are looking to develop the innovative solutions for waste management and recycling going forward into the century. And more importantly, I think it's not just about what you might call the dirty end of recycling. I mean, the Institute of Sustainability, which has been set up initially at Dagenham Dock, is very much there to pioneer the new technologies going forward, which will basically make this, or hopefully make the Thames Gateway, the place to do research into clean technology.
There's obviously a lot going on in the Thames Gateway, the Olympics in 2012. Can you tell us a bit about the future?
Yeah, happy to. I think most people would be quite surprised to think that the Olympics are in the Thames Gateway, but the reality is that Stratford and the Lower Lee Valley where the Olympics are taking place are in the Thames Gateway. And we're very proud of that fact. And, you know, major events happening on your patch don't happen that often. And, you know, clearly from our perspective, we are looking at, between now and 2012 and beyond, through the legacy company, working out how we can use the Olympics opportunity to basically promote what's going on in the Thames Gateway. And yes, the Olympic is a sporting event, but the legacy of it should be showcasing what the whole area can offer, both in investors, but clearly the major developments that come out of the Olympics in terms of developing Dagenham Dock is very close to the Olympics. You've got the whole Stratford site as well. Really looking and showing what best practice looks like in terms of some of the areas that the Thames Gateway has certain strengths for. And, you know, there's no secret that the Olympics has professed itself to be, you know, the first ever truly green games. Something like 80% of the landfill coming out of the Olympic cycle is being recycled and used in other areas. So I think we justifiably say that it's living up to the aspiration of being taking place in an eco-region. And I think moving forward beyond the games, I mean, there's an awful lot going on with regard to big developments in Thames Gateway. You obviously got Canary Wharf, you have Sleep Valley, you have potential developments at London Thames Gateway. So we think we have a rolling programme, if you like, of exciting developments going on over the next 20 or 30 years, all of which have different attributes, all of which have different opportunities, both for inward investors and for companies themselves. But underpinning it all is the whole issue of sustainability. You know, we generally think we can develop green jobs simply because the technologies and the businesses that set up in the Thames Gateway would be very sympathetic to that aspiration, and we think that truly an eco-region is not just about developing parklands and developing clean and green housing, etc., which is very important, but the businesses that come there will basically share that vision and share that culture.
Thank you very much for your time today.
Pleasure.